Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Sulk stream. I'm your host, the Incredible Sulk, and I hope you guys are having a good night. Hanging out and relaxing. You know, chilling, being cool. All those things. All those things. How you guys doing? It's a Thursday. Weekend is almost here. Just one more day, and then we're there. We're there. Almost a Friday. Yeah. And, yeah. Tonight we're doing HOAs. Those things that people, choose to move into. I don't know why you would choose to move into an HOA, but they cause nothing but problems. From what I've seen, I don't live in an HOA. I have. But the last one wasn't really all that bad. But I've heard horror stories about them. But again, I don't live in an HOA, so I can light out fireworks and stuff like that, and no one really can do anything about it. I can let my lawn grow out, and no one can do anything about it. I can leave my yard in utter disrepair, and nobody can do anything about it. So I'm pretty happy about that. I think it was a good decision. It was a wise move, because nothing would make me angrier than somebody coming over and telling me what to do with my property. I would strangle someone. I would strangle someone immediately, and then I would go to jail. But I don't have to do that. No, I don't have to do that now. I don't have to strangle anybody. Sometimes I want to. Do I? Not usually. It's not typically my go-to move, but, I don't live in an HOA. So thankfully, I'm safe in that regard, but maybe you're not. Maybe you're not. And, you might ask why people choose to move into HOAs in the first place. First of all, they are abundant. They're everywhere. A lot of people set up HOAs to protect the value of their home, because if you don't mow your lawn or take care of your house, it lowers the value of your property. And, that makes people angry. So there's that. But, I wouldn't do it. I would never do it. Never do it. So we're gonna dive into that. It's one of those old Papa Meat videos. So yeah, we're gonna chill out, have a little bit of a hang sesh for a couple of hours, and yeah, I hope we have a good time, and we'll see where this comes to, where it comes out to, because you know how the Sulk stream is. It is random, and it can start in one place and it can end in a completely another place. So get comfy, get cozy, get something to drink, put your feet up by the fire, relax. We're here to have a good time, okay? Nobody fight. Let's not have any drama go on in the chat. I don't like that at my show. Please, please, please. If you're working, keep working. And if you're driving, continue to drive and drive home safely. And I hope you don't live in an HOA too. Anyways, I'm the Incredible Sulk. This is the Sulk stream. And this is called The Horrible Reality of HOAs. Enjoy.
Oh, man.
Who is it?
He's doing this weird Pee-wee's Playhouse kind of a thing. Not saying I'm not saying I don't like it, because I kind of do, honestly.
Got a letter from the HOA.
Oh, HOA? What does that mean?
It's the Homeowners Association, Winslow.
It's the Ho Association.
How do we have one all the way out here?
That's how it's going to be tonight, all right? So you might as well just fucking leave. You might as well just fucking leave. If you didn't laugh at that, you might as well just fucking go, okay? Because I ain't bringing anything better. This is me today. This is what I got, all right? So you better deal with it.
Here, we're in the middle of nowhere, literally, in the middle of nowhere. God damn it.
Wait, honey.
What?
I want to tell you something. Come over here.
I'm not going to... Why do I have to just tell me?
Come on, come over here. Please.
Whatever, I'll just do it later. I'll just come back down later.
No, wait.
How much did he spend on this puppet? How much did he spend on this weird-ass puppet? There's a demon in this box, it says. He must be making good money, because this ain't a free puppet. And whoever's behind it, that's a good puppet. Maybe I should work on a puppet. Should I get a puppet, guys? I'll get a puppet Royce. And he'll say Cuban things. I'll be like, I don't speak Spanish, Royce. And he's all like, I don't know what Royce says. I don't listen. But I'm sure it's something derogatory.
I just want some screen time.
Welcome back to the Papa Meat channel. How you doing? Come on and sit on down because today we're talking about 3 letters that I hate combined together. I'm of course talking about H.O.A. Let me tell you something. Owning a home is something most people hope to accomplish as they reach their adult
What's with the smash cut editing?
years. There's something
That wasn't a smash cut, but it was just, it was weird. That was like abrupt for me.
freeing about having your own piece of property.
Fat girl,
where you have-
hillbilly, farmer, armchair, knob, couch surfing, background noise. How's it going, guys? Are you guys doing good? Armchair says HOAs are gee.
more say in creating a comfortable space to live in, right?
Background noise says I just read a story about a guy that bought a lot for $5,000 and it turned out he bought the entire street and that was owned by a defunct HOA. Yeah, I think I remember seeing that too. Lucked out, I guess. I mean, how do you accidentally sell an entire street?
However, many future homeowners may not realize that they don't have as much freedom as they may think. A significant number of communities in the U.S. are overseen by something called the HOA. Or the Homeowners Association.
Eminem in the corner there.
The HOA is run by a board of directors that enforce rules for all residents that own.
So the HOAs are always run by like Karens and stuff, like housewives that like had power probably in high school, or they just crave power, right? Like maybe their kids are gone and they're bored all day and they're like, I need to tell somebody what to do. My kids are gone, they don't listen to me, they don't love me, and they kind of think I'm a fucking bitch, so I'm going to go ahead and assert my authority over the neighborhood, right? So when Halloween rolls around, I'm going to be judging everyone's decorations and be like, yo, that's too festive, okay? That's too festive. And then kick over the jack-o'-lantern and start smashing some pumpkins. That's what I would do, right? I would wear like a thing, like a sash, and carry like a taser, probably. I was going to say a nightstick, but that wouldn't be me. I would carry a taser, and I would tase disobedient homeowners.
Own property within the community to follow, right? So your neighborhood has some
And I would charge them for the electricity bill.
fucking goon council that sits around, and there's the people who are like, your fence can't be that.
Knob says, so glad we don't live in an HOA. Boom. There you go. There you go. A lot of people do. A lot of people, like, have to. Because, like, there's a lot of houses out there where, like, you know, in your price range, you might just have to live in an HOA. It is the nicest one in your price range. And, yeah, you're going to have to deal with some stuff. It's okay for some people, but, like, other people, they just get the too many packages on your front porch, right? Oh, you can't have your boat parked in your driveway. Oh, your garage is open. You have to close your garage. That's, you know, I wouldn't be able to handle it. I would flip out. I would not be cool. I would not be cool.
You know, and some of their goals include maintaining the
Your Christmas lights are too bright, or your Christmas lights are still up, and it's like February, and then they're all like, you have to take your Christmas lights down. No, you can do it. No, you can't do it. I want them up. All right? No. But then they get the cops involved. And like the cops are going to, they'll put a lien on your house and shit. People have lost their house. People have lost their house because they couldn't keep their lawn alive. Because there's stipulations in the HOA that their grass has to be like green and like well manicured and stuff like that. And it just like keeps dying. It just keeps dying. And then they end up in jail. And then they take their house away. Because they don't follow the HOA guidelines. I don't know how HOAs got this much power. But like, and they must be making some huge amounts of money. Certain HOAs in Florida, the price to be in them is insane. It's like thousands of dollars a month in some cases. It like rivals their mortgage, which is like, why would you want to live there? Well, they don't move into that, you know. The HOA can decide to charge more on a year-by-year basis, and there's really nothing you can do about it. There's not exactly a vote. You know, it's just like today, this year, we're charging you $600 a month more. So deal with it. You can move out, but nobody's going to want to move into that. So it does the opposite. It actually tanks the price of your property because no one wants to move into that fucking bullshit HOA.
Keep the safety and property value of a neighborhood while also providing amenities for
Did not get a notification. I did. I got one.
homeowners and aiding in resolving resident disputes, right? It's basically daycare. If you're in a HOA, you're in a daycare.
Background noise says your toilet is the wrong color. Or I smell shit coming out of your house. Or just no Indians. I would live in that HOA. The no Indians? Sorry. Right here in the bylaws it says no Indians. And what are you? Indian. Get out. So, yeah.
Listen, your car's a bit loudy coming. Can you just slow it down? And can you also just, I mean, come on. You're being a bit loud. You know, it's that kind of stuff.
Cut your grass.
Yeah. So
Cut
actually,
your
you left those
grass.
Trash cans out in your driveway. That's a fine.
Look, I understand, like, not speeding through the neighborhood. Okay, but that's not an HOA thing. That's like a police thing. There's a speed limit, right? 25 in neighborhoods. And, like, people rip through my neighborhood going 45, 50 miles an hour. I'm not going to complain to an HOA for that. One, because we don't have one. And two, because that's a police matter, right? But I'm not even complaining to the police. What am I going to do? Oh, it happened again. Oh, well, they're gone now. The police aren't going to do anything about it either. You know? It's just, it is what it is. Just throw tacks out onto the road and call it a day. You know? Just some nails. You know, and then, you know, not that where it's going to blow their tire out, just so it, like, catches a nail in there. And then when they get home, they're like, fuck, not again. You know, just so I bother them as much as they bother me. You go 50 miles an hour through a neighborhood, I'm going to throw tacks at your tires.
I can't leave my trash cans in my driveway. It makes the neighborhood look bad. Kill yourself.
You left your 50-foot skeleton out.
So you left your giant...
50 foot? There is a lady, not in my neighborhood, but around, where they have a, God, it's got to be a good 18, 20-foot skeleton that's standing in their front yard. I think it's funny. And they don't take it down. They just decorate it differently. You know, when Christmas rolls around, they put a Santa hat on it. I love it. I love it. I have no problem with that. I don't live next to them, but I don't have a problem with that.
skeleton out for 6 months and you go...
Yeah, very much like that. Just like that.
Quite fine.
In order to
Strawberry says our HOA is $100 a year. Yeah, the one I lived in last time, in my last house, was like $50 a year, and they really didn't have any power. But that is not, it's not going to, it doesn't necessarily have to stay $50 a year. And like they can just arbitrarily raise the price whenever they kind of want. There's no vote or anything like that. It's just what they see fit. And then they're backed by the power of the state. They're backed by like the police and stuff. And they'll bring the cops to your door and say you're violating the HOA bylaws, and now you're going to jail for that, which is stupid. It is not, which is stupid.
do this, they often collect quarterly, monthly, or annual fees. That's right. You get to pay for someone to...
Background noise says, had a buddy in an HOA neighborhood. Turns out they could only fine him $100 a month in fines. He saved up to $1,200 each year and partied. So it's saved up $1,200 each. So that's actually pretty smart. I mean, like $100 a month. You can only fine me $100 a month, and I can do whatever I want. Okay, I'll pay that. You know who else does that? Jeff Bezos. Jeff Bezos has like a 30-foot hedge around his property. I think in somewhere in Los Angeles, and they can only charge him like $6,000 a year in fines, and he's like, okay, I'll pay that. And yeah. He just has like a 30-foot hedge around his property. He's like, fuck y'all, I'll pay your fines. Yeah.
Treat you like a child. And when they are being operated as they were intended, it can result in great things for an individual community, right? However, there are countless examples, if not almost every example, of HOAs that have terrorized residents.
Strawberry says, yeah, it's mostly for road maintenance. We have to vote to increase or change any of our few bylaws. Well, I don't think that's the case with all HOAs. I've heard some really bad situations with
Power
HOAs.
tripping on the perceived superiority they receive from the board that they are on. So today, let's talk about the dark side of the Homeowners Association. You know, the ghost.
Ohio, Guaysma!
Is that wrong? Listen! Gamer Subs is branching out, evolving. Yes, we've
Okay.
had Gamer Subs. The delicious, nutritious. This
Okay.
is probably the glaring question off the top of everybody's mind. Hunter,
I don't want to watch the ad.
how do you feel about HOAs, right? What I got to say is, you know what? Don't like them. Controversial opinion. Says,
Yeah,
you know,
not a fan. I mean, some people do. I would think, I would guess. They're in Florida? They're everywhere. Some people have to like them.
The HOA is necessary for, like, if a guy, which you couldn't even do this anyway, as I say, just paints a swastika on his house. The police would be called. They can't do that. This is honestly.
What? Seriously? So you telling me I have to take the swastika off my front door? No. No. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. It's like, no. It keeps the wrong sort out, you know?
I think if you're in a neighborhood you like and you're like, this is nice, I'm going to keep my house nice so I can sell it one day and the value of it is only going to increase. But the guy next door painted his house in polka dots and no one wants to live next to the fucking polka dot house. I understand the frustration there. At the same time, if I just spent $350,000 on a house, it should be.
Yeah, you see that shack goes 400 grand? Hold on.
I understand the frustration there. At the same time, if I just spent $350,000.
There's a $400,000. It's 2 bed, 1 bath. I guarantee you that bath is not properly plumbed. That bathroom, it might be a toilet, but I bet you it's just a hole into a pit. It's not even like a legal bathroom. This is a fixer-upper. But it looks like it's got a nice yard. Or is that even a yard? Is this 400 grand for 500 square feet? 580 square feet, $400,000. Oh my God. And it's got a 3,000 square foot lot. So, I mean, that is a very tiny lot. A 3,000 square foot lot is very tiny. And it's only 580 square feet. That is wild. That is 500. That's like the size of this room. That's like the size of my office. And it's not a big, I don't have a big office. Maybe it's not that big. I don't know. This is a normal sized bedroom. All right. What size? Honey, how big is our house? I think our house is like 1,600 square feet. So, and change. But like, and it's not huge. It's not a huge house, right? We have problems with like storage and stuff, and like, you know, it's a 3-2. It's a 3. So this is a 2-1 at 580 square feet. That means one of the bedrooms is like 200 square feet, which is the size of most people's. That's like a closet. That's a closet. Why would they? Well, at least they have DirecTV. You know, they got DirecTV. No internet or electricity. But they have, you know, but there's an HOA too.
$1,000 on a house.
Which is $1,000 a month.
It should be my God-given right to paint the motherfucker in polka dots. No one should tell me. Also, no one should tell me how tall I want my fence is to cut my.
It's a 2-story bathroom. So what? You go in there and take upper deckers. How would a 2-story? What? How does that work? The shower is upstairs. And then you poop downstairs? I have to sneeze.
Lawn. Is it annoying to look at? Boo-hoo, bitch, is what I would say. Or if I was distraught, honestly, I'd just be like, what
Thank
can
you.
I do? I'm not saying that I advocate for people being slobs, because I don't. I'm just saying.
It's an efficiency apartment. They charge $3,200 a month for those here in California. Yeah, they do. Unfortunately, 580 square feet. 580 square feet. That's not even an apartment. That's a small apartment.
that, like, there's got to be a better way besides everyone is affected by rules because of, like, some bad eggs. That's what I gotta say. And also, I do think HOAs are just a huge pain in the ass. They can be expensive at times. Like, if you live in a really nice neighborhood, those fees, those monthly fees, it's crazy. Bananas.
In Texas, I think we're paying like 150 HOA fees.
Hold on. I gotta look at that.
And also, I do think HOAs are just a huge pain in the ass. They can be expensive at times. Like, if you live in a really nice neighborhood, those fees.
Okay. So, medium mortgage payment versus medium HOA fee. All right. Honolulu is obviously expensive because it's Hawaii. I mean, you're not gonna, unless you're poor as shit. Hawaii is just expensive. I mean, everything has to be shipped in and stuff like that. So you're not getting away from that. Hawaii is expensive. New York obviously sucks. $575. This is a month. $575 a month. Jesus. Lauderdale is $310. Myers is $356. It's a lot. And Sacramento, hey, where I'm from, I'm not from the actual city of Sacramento. It's just the closest city to me. And it sucks. Don't go there. $22. $22 a month for an HOA. Which I don't even know. I mean, like, why? Sacramento is the ugliest city on the planet. Not just the city itself, but the people in Sacramento are dog shit ugly. They're ugly, ugly, ugly people. And I'm not, obviously I take no pride in that because, my God, why are you so fucking ugly? Why is everyone here so fucking ugly? It's actually pretty unfortunate. I lived a little bit further up in like the Sierra Nevadas, like more towards Tahoe, but yeah, Sacramento, they're just fucking filled with ugly people, ugly fucking dog ass ugly people.
Those monthly fees, it's crazy. Bananas.
In Texas, I think we're paying like 150 HOA fees.
It's insane. But first, how do people feel about home?
Big B says mine's $300 a year for snow plowing. I live on a private cul-de-sac. Well, like $300 a year, and they plow your driveway, and you have a nice little cul-de-sac, which is nice. That ain't bad. That ain't bad. And look, a lot of times if you don't like piss off the HOA, they're not that much of a problem. But here's the thing. When you give people power, right, they're inevitably going to abuse it. This is just human nature, and they're going to do it, right? And so, not across the board, not every single time, but there has been instances where people have gotten absolutely royally screwed by the HOA. Like, screwed out of their property and their house and shit like that, and the guy that, the background noise, his friend that he can only get fined $100 a month, that's the way to do it, right? So $100 a month, it's $1,200 a year, and then I get to do whatever I want. I'll take that deal. And then you guys can't, like, call the cops on me or anything. Well, they can still call the cops on you, but, like, not for HOA stuff.
Homeowners associations. Residents often complain about the rigid set of rules around the HOA's ability to limit modifications to your house. Even though you own your home, that doesn't mean you are allowed to paint it whatever color you want. The HOA won't approve it because they want the neighborhood to have a similar color scheme. And these types of regulations surrounding your home's visual appeal can impact all sorts of things, like how short you can cut your grass, what type of fence you can build, what flowers you can plant in your yard, and much.
And sometimes these modifications that the HOA forces you to get can be really expensive. Like, certain fences aren't cheap. Fences are not cheap, right? And like other things, sometimes if you're even struggling to like keep up with your mortgage and the HOA comes in and be like, oh, you can't do this, we're gonna hit you with a huge bill. And then you're like, okay, well, fuck, I'm already struggling here, can you like cut me some slack? And they're like, no.
Much more.
That's why if I were to live in the HOA, the only way I would do it is if I were the top. I was the lead HOAer. I was the man. I was the cult leader of the HOA. And I would abuse my power. I'm not saying I wouldn't. I'm not saying I'm better than other people. No, I'd go around getting like free coffees and free food from people. I'd walk into people's houses during dinner time. I'd be like, what are we eating tonight? I'm the HOA president. Here we go. What is it? Got the nice stew? It's pretty good. Better be better next time, though. I'm going to tell you, really abuse my power.
Which I think is stupid. And the entire
Go around during Halloween and take all their candy. All of it. Not that I even ate candy, right? I'll throw it in the trash. I'll be like, no joy in my neighborhood. Dump.
idea is just because it just keeps the value up. Where it's like, am I
I make the sound effects too. I'll throw it in the pond. I don't care.
not going to live here for like 25 years?
I'm flipping this baby.
Listen, buddy, I'm flipping it. I'm a flipper, all right? These are investment properties, okay? So don't be painting your house fucking polka dots, all right? I'll come at you.
That's what I do. I'll buy you out. I'll buy you out to paint the house.
Yeah, exactly. The guy's like, no, I don't want to leave. I'm going to buy you out. And this inevitably will result in some anger-inducing situations. Like with the father who had to tear down the treehouse he built for his child during the pandemic. Wouldn't you look
Oh. What? That sucks, dude. That's lame. And tear down a treehouse? Oh, it's an eyesore. It's affecting my property values. It's an eyesore. I would do something that's like, here's one I saw on the internet. That's a good idea. You install a bat roost with a capacity of like 6,000 bats, right? They're a protected species. You put that in the yard, and they legally cannot remove it because it's a protected species. So you just have like a swarm of bats come out at dusk every night, and everyone has to run inside their house to avoid just getting blasted with bats. And then you'd be like, you guys missed the treehouse yet? There you go.
Love that. Hey, buddy, I'm going to build you a treehouse.
Thanks, Dad. I love you. Yeah, so actually, no, you can't build a tree house that's in your yard.
To me, I'm like,
I would absolutely buy a tree house if I had a suitable tree. I have a tree. I have a giant, it's an oak of some sort. It is enormous, though. It's like 80 feet high. It is a big-ass tree. Do I want to put a tree house up there? Yes, I do. However, it is way too high. It is way too high. Like, you need harnesses and stuff to go up there. Still might. Thinking about it. There's nothing that says I can't do it. All right? Fuck, I still might.
dude, you. This is getting me riled up. I'm getting like pissed. There's not even an HOA here. I don't have an HOA, luckily. I'm out in the fucking middle of nowhere, and I love it.
Lovely. Out in the middle of nowhere.
It's free.
The HOA will demand you to make changes to your home to fall in line with their guidelines.
Big B says they waived my fee this year because I did hardscape by the mailboxes, made it look real nice for $150. Well, there you go.
And a failure to do so will lead to fees you are required to pay, seeing as other people are...
Strawberry says, same, we have 10 or 12 houses and a few empty lots. You guys sound like you're not having big issues with the HOA. And I'm happy about that. I'm glad. But, again, I wouldn't even... When I was shopping for this house, I was like, I do not want to live in a fucking HOA. I'm not going to do that. Right? Just because... You know why. I don't like people telling me what to do. I tell people what to do. That's my job, okay? Because I'm not going to listen to you. I think you're an idiot. And even if you aren't, I'm still not going to listen to you.
Often forced to join HOAs to live in the community in the first place, you may think, what's the worst they can do? Well, the HOA has more power...
Dude, you can buy anchors and put your entire house up there. I could. I mean, no, physically that would not work. It wouldn't work. I mean, no, let me think. It's a really high tree. There's no way I could possibly do that.
More than you realize. In some instances, as late fees pile up, the HOA can pull a lien against your home, which is the right to keep possession of property belonging to...
Or you could be a certified beekeeper. Most HOAs can't get around that one either, at least in my area. I tried that. All of my bees died.
To another person.
They all died. They all died because I'm not good at it, and I haven't tried it since. I might try it again one day. I might. But they all died.
Debt owed by that person is
Thanks for bringing that up, by the way. I appreciate you, like, twisting the knife on that one, Big B.
discharged. They can basically be like, I own your house. Until you pay your stupid fucking fees, I can own your house. And it's some dickhead down the road who's just like, hey, I just got this cherry Firebird that I'm souping up. It's like, dude, jump off your house. That's what I want to say. Fuck them. Essentially, if you fail to pay your debt to the HOA, they can foreclose your home to pay it off on top of any legal fees.
The legal fees to sue you.
Yeah, the legal fees. The legal fees.
Harsh. That's harsh. What if you, like, you own your house outright, right? You lived there for, like, 30 years. You paid off the mortgage. You're just, like, an old couple, and, like, your wife died, right? And so it's just you. You don't even have your wife, and you just... this house is the only thing you remember her by. And, like, you keep her sewing room exactly as she left it and stuff like that. And you're waiting for your time to go. And, you know, the house falls into a little bit of disrepair and shit like that, and they come knocking on your door, and they're like, we're going to rip away the last memories you have of your wife. And then you're like, no. You can't do anything about it. And then you die from heartbreak.
And I understand. This is a
These are the things that go through my mind, like, regularly.
fail-safe scenario for people who are like, I'm not going to pay it, or they're being dicks. You want to be able to boot people out of a neighborhood.
Background notes, John's bees caught mites and never used the special shampoo. It was grubs. It got infested with grubs, and they all died. Or they moved somewhere. They didn't die. I didn't see like a million dead bees around. I think they just got up and left. You know, because it's not like a dog. Or they fly away. So I think they're out there. I mean, it's been like years now. So I don't think they're still alive. I think they probably died of old bee age. But hopefully they made lots of bee kids and had their bee honey and, you know, lived a good bee life. And that's what they're just at a farm upstate and they didn't get like murdered to death by grubs. That's what I want to think in my head. That's what I think.
If you have kids. Also, in some communities, don't you have to be approved to even get the house by the HOA?
Ooh, that's a good question. I don't know.
I think
So no blacks. Oh, you can't have that rule anymore? This country.
there are actual neighborhoods where it's like, yeah, the HOA has to prove you.
They check their skin color.
Yeah, pretty much.
Back right now he says, way to be positive. Shut up. Shut up.
That's a lot of HOAs. There are many other serious issues.
We're not doing bee puns, okay? We're not doing bee puns. It's
HOAs.
not.
Like, some of them even still try to get away with racial segregation, the way it was commonly done in the 1960s. Even as
Hey, that was when neighborhoods were nice and you had sundown towns and stuff. Dude, there was sundown towns in Florida until like 1985. There was like a billboard that says like, you know, no blacks after sunset like, in 1985. So I think they had to take it down because, you know, equality and all that. But, yeah, I think the town died after that.
As recently as 2019, a Florida community discovered that a nearby neighborhood still had Caucasian.
America is becoming gay. Yeah, I mean, like, can't you have like a rule where like no gays too? Like no gays and no blacks. And then there you go. That's a nice neighborhood. That's a good neighborhood. That's a nice, safe neighborhood.
Only restrictions.
That sounds like, but you know what? Here's the thing. They still have those, but they're gated as fuck. And they're expensive out the ass, dude. They still have them. They're not like strictly written and stuff like that, but you know.
Of course, those 85-year-olds.
There's no outright law for no gays and no blacks. They might even have a black. And they keep them right at the front, just so you know they're not racist. They have that one family, the token family. No gays, though. No.
Yeah, there's like fucking Jimmy Buffett, Margaritaville on the corner.
I mean, having gays in your neighborhood isn't even a problem unless you have kids, right? Like, if everyone in your neighborhood is an adult, then, like, okay, fine, the gay couple lives down the street. Whatever, they're doing that, right? But, like, you can't, like, raise kids in that neighborhood. No. Mincing homosexuals.
corner and like it's hidden behind some like floral like fake toucans and read the sign, asshole. Because homeowner associations are run like micro governments and have a considerable amount of power, it's easy to see how things can get out of hand easily in the wrong hands. Like for example, when members of an HOA in Colorado called the police to try and shut down a child's lemonade stand due to it being an illegal business. I think everybody's
What a dick move. What a completely dick move. Did I do that? I would do that. If I didn't like my neighbors, I would do. No, I wouldn't do that. I'm kidding. I wouldn't do that. I make jokes about how I would do that. Me and Jess were talking the other day. And in real life, I'm a much nicer person than I let on the internet. Because on the internet, it is the worst. And 95% of the time, it's jokes. But, like, on the internet, I am the worst. It is the worst of me. It is the worst of my thoughts and opinions. And I don't even, like, believe a lot of the stuff I say. I'm just doing it to get a laugh out of myself, personally. And then Jess is like, you're much nicer in real life. I'm like, shut up. Don't let them
kind of heard this one, right?
Don't let them know.
I'm trying to just sell lemonade, and the woman's like, phone shaking. Get out of here! Get out!
Well, the worst part is, I think the police had to fine him.
They did. Well, they're like, well, I mean, I guess I'm sorry. What a pussy, dude. I'd be like, actually, ma'am, can you come here? And I'm like, I'm gonna shoot you in the.
Big B says you can vote to dissolve the HOA, especially if they've had legal issues. Yeah, possibly. I don't know. I don't know enough about HOA legalities and stuff like that. I think look. Sure, you can vote if the neighborhood is in agreement, right? But if there's like one guy that is like trying to live his life and is not in agreement with the rest of the HOA, they're going to come down on that guy, and a vote's not going to help him, you know?
The chest if you don't go home right now. And my body cam footage is off. This is not even me joking around. I have a fucking Dodge Charger in my car. I will ram you off the fucking road. You can't say that to me.
Dodge Charger? Dodge Charger. This guy right here, Dodge Charger. What did you see him driving? Dodge Charger? Anybody? Subaru WRX. That's what I would have guessed. Something like that. I don't know.
I'm like, I'm going to bust your teeth out with my fucking gun. That's what I'd say. And then I'd go over and be like, do you guys take American Express? They're like, no. And I'd pull at the fucking table. They are so widely mocked and criticized.
I'd be like, do you guys take Bitcoin? Little kids. No, we don't take fucking Bitcoin. What are you talking? Nobody takes Bitcoin. What are you fucking talking about? I'd be like, oh. I wouldn't knock their shit over or anything like that, but I'd take that jug and I'd drink it. Then
there's an entire genre on site like that.
That's for not taking a Bitcoin. Spit in the jug.
TikTok that focus on creating fake rage bait HOA confrontations.
The classic.
I would love to see the little girl's face just like, what the fuck? Peace out, losers. Yep. That's me.
Yeah, the classic camera thing. We can put up a little video of it. You've seen it before.
Big P says 95 Chevy Silverado. Yeah. Well, yeah, I could see that.
Or two.
This key is not working, and this is the master key to all the houses.
A Buick? I don't know about a Buick. This is fake. This has got to be fake. I swear this is fake.
If you did, that's a violation of HOA policy.
With that said,
changing your locks? No, it's not.
let's talk about some of the most obnoxious HOA stories, starting with the HOA forcing people to leave their garage doors up. In Auburn, California, their local HOA had supposedly discovered...
Auburn. I used to live close to Auburn.
That one of the homeowners had someone living in their garage. It's the end of days. In response,
I bet he was smoking mad pot in that garage, too. The kid who lives in the garage always smokes mad weed, right? Is that because, like, that's what my experience has been. There's like a couch in the garage, and like that's where their son lives. And he smokes like tons, and he smokes fat blunts in the fucking garage. You're right. Just Yeah, that kid.
decided that the best course of action was to enforce a rule that stated that every resident would be required to leave their garage doors open Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Hey, can we make it as easy as possible for burglars to come to my house while I'm at work? Monday, like the one day and time that I'm gone for my job. Fucking idiots. Residents were infuriated by this because it meant that they ran the risk of bikes, wheelchairs, cars, and any other loose objects in their garage being stolen. Those who refused would have to pay a $200 fine, which is probably per day.
Yeah.
By the way, during the next
Per day? Per day? So, like, okay. So it would be cheaper just to get your shit stolen.
HOA
Okay.
meeting, the neighborhood voiced their frustrations, causing them to back down from their new rule. I would be like, you know what? If you
Ardenshire says I saw him driving a VW Bug or a Mini. I don't know. He kind of seems like a big guy. A VW Bug, that's a tiny car. A tiny car. And a Mini is obviously a tiny car.
charge me, I'm going straight up. I'm not even gonna say it.
Postal.
No, I was gonna do more beating people in the mouth and butt dusting. I'm too angry.
Yeah.
I'm heated. I'm heated because I will say, I don't know if this is a good spot to say it, but I had this one HOA one time. I was mowing my yard, and the guy who was the director or whatever of the
Nasdaq says I have a 2025 2500. That's pretty nice. Oh, you got the gas one though, not the Duramax, huh? You'll make it one day, Knob.
HOA lived behind me. I was mowing my yard, and the guy came out and he's like, "You know, you're not supposed to use gas mowers in this neighborhood, right?" Oof. And I did. What? He's like, "We're basically all Ryobi."
HOAs are awesome to set up a small private community. In what manner? In what sense? Like, look, because there's certain. I mean, they have their hands tied. They can't like keep out certain types of people based on certain types of things that you would want to keep certain types of people out based on. So, I mean, like, what kind of private community can you possibly do, right? Yeah, I understand, but like,
Over here.
anyone can set up an HOA, so I can set up an HOA in my house and just have nobody else involved in the HOA.
It's like, well, I don't.
What's the point of that? What would be the point? Anybody can set up an HOA, yeah, but unless other people get on board, it doesn't matter.
I'll have it. And he's like, okay, well, you should go get one. Annoying altercation, albeit whatever. Later on in the day, I get a fucking at my door, and then I hear off my steps, and the guy knocked on my door, left an envelope, and like ran off. And it was I'm not even joking, it was a $550 fine.
What?
And I was like broke at the time. Fucking broke.
Where was this?
This was in Kansas City.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
And I sat there, and he lives right behind me.
Despite says I'm not a fan of most things after 2008. They're talking about cars. Don't buy a house built after 2008. Don't buy a house built after like 2000. My house was built in like 97. And don't buy any new construction bullshit because it's going to be slapped together and you're going to have a million fucking problems down the road. You know, you got to, even if it looks like a fixer-upper, like the framing is going to be good. It's going to be a more solid structure than if it's built in like 2020 or something like that. They're putting up new houses all the time and they look like fucking garbage shacks. You know, it's just, and they cost $500,000. Like, are you serious? Like, for that piece of shit? It's all like off kilter and stuff. Like the floors are sloped and no.
So I like walk around. I'm like, are you serious? He's like, buddy, honestly, I hate to do it, but it's just if you let one person do it, everybody's gonna start doing it. I'm like, it's a gas lawnmower. It's fine. I was like, also, I'm like, how can I get the fucking mower if I have to pay this? He's like, listen, like I said, I hate to do. It's like it's that kind of shit.
Yeah.
Zane's got an 05 Corolla.
I hate.
Joke all the time. I'm gonna pass it on to my kid. Nothing wrong with that, dude. I mean, like, that should have probably last you, like, a long... Dude, fucking, there's Corollas from, like, earlier than that rolling around still.
HOA so much.
That's 20 years old, though. That's pretty old.
That's harsh.
If you thought that HOA decision was stupid, that's only the beginning. Let's talk
New builds are home inspection nightmares? Yeah, Yeah, this is... Yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't do it. I mean, I just wouldn't do it.
The $250 Gatorade bottle violation. Rachel, a mother on TikTok,
Mom talk.
Mom talk. Play a clip.
Mom Twitter is a nightmare, by the way. It is the most toxic community on the internet. And I'm sure Mom Talk is probably just as bad. Moms are mean to each other. And, like, they form cliques. It's very high school. We recently had a big blowout. Like, Jess and a bunch of Mom Twitter, they're pretty toxic people.
Rachel, a mother on TikTok, voiced her frustrations about an absurd encounter with a HOA in her small community. After a grease fire got out of hand, their microwave exploded and burned down their entire home. Days later, after firefighters...
Big B says you probably will, Zane. 1.8 are tough. Just change the oil in your Golden. How many miles does that thing have? 20 years old, how many miles does it have?
had to put out the fire, they moved...
I mean, like, not... Like, if you take good care of it, that shit'll last for, I mean, essentially forever. I mean, depending on how good of care you want to take care of it. But, like, I mean... Yeah. How many miles on that thing? I don't know how many miles you can get out of it, but... Yeah, you might have that for a long time, bro.
the charred microwave onto the front lawn...
278K. That's healthy. That's healthy, dude. That's a lot.
the purpose of being collected at a later date by the city of Houston. Even with the home completely destroyed, they were sent a letter from the HOA to their non-existent home stating that they must pay $250 for leaving the microwave out on the yard.
In the time that that microwave was sitting there, we got a notarized letter to that address that was literally burned and a fine for $250 from our HOA.
Of course, she refused to pay.
How is this like... How is that legal for them to fine you? Like, what... You must sign a contract or something, right? You must sign, like, a legally binding contract for them to be allowed to fine you. I don't understand how else... If they just hand you a slip of paper that says, you owe me $250, I just crumple that up and throw it out. I mean, like, okay, I didn't get it. A process server didn't hand that to me, so I just didn't get it. No. No.
Got them to retract the fine. But later on,
You agree when you move in, so you must sign something.
as workers were coming in and out of the home to slowly rebuild it, someone had
SB says, I'm an inspector. The more Mexicans, the more reward fact. Reward fact. So, the more Mexicans involved, like, the worse the house. I'm guessing that's what you're saying. I don't...
left an empty Gatorade bottle on top of their fence railing, which is the most common thing at any job site. You're going to have, like, wrappers and bottles. It is what it is. They're fucking slobs. So,
Oh, the more rework. Yeah, that makes more sense. Rework. He says it with all caps and an exclamation point. Rework. Yeah. I mean, this house, it was built in 97, but it got remodeled. And the remodel job they did was fucking ass. So I have to gut it and, like, redo everything. But it's going to take me a while, and it's going to cost a lot of money, but it's a nice house. I like the house. I don't plan on moving. I'm not going to flip it, obviously. I like living here. It's a good place.
sorry. They're also there for 9 hours. They probably forget about it.
It's just some of the fucking plumbing's a little wonky, and, like, there's some repairs that need to be done.
there for one day.
A new kitchen. Do you guys want to donate so I can get a new kitchen? Like, so I can redo my kitchen? Because, like, it's going to be expensive. Because I'm going to gut the fucking kitchen, and then, like, I'm going to redo the floors, and there's carpet in here. I'm going to get rid of the carpet. And then Jess wants to do a bunch of shit. And so, do you guys want to, like, start pitching in for my remodel work?
on the charred ruins
I'm not saying you have to, but it would be nice.
of this
No,
rebuilding
it
of
would
a
be
home.
nice.
And the HOA decided to take a picture and include it in a certified letter given to Rachel. In it, she received a notice of another $250 fine just for a single bottle. Nick, what world are we living in?
Just one.
Yeah, you're like, actually, I think it's kind of cool. Is it wrong to not like that or what?
Okay, first you have the microwave. They retracted it, but then a Gatorade bottle. Come on.
The audacity to, well, you know what happened is that somebody on that HOA board was like, it was her fault for burning it down anyways. And now she's got to dirty up the whole fucking neighborhood because of it.
Or they're saying, God, that's an eyesore. The charred. We can't find them.
You know it's some fucking
Wait, her
old dude,
house
like,
burned down? Like, her house burned down and they fined her for that? Because that'd be rude as fuck. Like, I noticed you lost all your belongings and stuff like that. So here's a bill. My condolences. Yeah. They just spit on it. Yeah.
A dog, and he's just like, God damn it, I lived here too long to have to put up with this. Burnt down house, woman's crying in her front yard. Ah! And he's just like,
Our insurance says if I lived in your state, I'd recommend us all going over and banging out on a weekend. What, like fucking Amish? And you buy beer and pizza? I would do that. I would absolutely do that. Hey, beer and pizza. Everyone, like 30 people come into my house and just start ripping shit out. And then they're all like, yeah, we did that. And now we don't know how to, like, rebuild it. So, there you go. I just got my house. I'll be like, thanks, gang.
she's an ugly crier, too.
Thanks, bros.
I thought the story was they were going to fine her for burning her house down.
Ate all my
There
pizza.
had to have been talks about it. Can we fine her for the burning of the house? I do like how it's a grease fire that got out of hand. We're cooking french fries and just shit went wild. I cut up a couple spuds and threw them in the deep fryer. Whoa! That fire snowballed. I couldn't stop it.
Amish communities are just
Now,
HOAs. Yeah, HOAs with ugly people. Dude, like when we went up to Tennessee and we went through like Amish country and shit, and like those are some unfortunate looking people. I know how they have this entire thing against vanity and stuff like that, but like you guys are ugly. You guys are fucking ugly. Like it's not that you don't wear makeup or nice clothes. It's that you're ugly. You're genetically ugly. I mean, you kind of look inbred, and I wouldn't doubt that at all. And I'm not worried about saying this because they're fucking Amish. They're not going to see this. So, yeah, the Amish are ugly. They're ugly people. I don't think they like us. But good.
$50 is bad. $250 to get smacked with, that's a fucking bummer. But that pales in comparison to some of the other HOA horror stories. Like the woman who almost faced jail
It's all
time
inbreeding,
over
right? Our insurance says my money is all on having a marketable skill related to carpentry. I kind of doubt it. Like Strawberry, what skill do you have related to carpentry? How about SB? Well, SB's an inspector. So after we're completely done, he'll be like, yeah, yep, it's a kitchen. So I guess you have that.
Purple playground.
Super
to prison.
useful. Super useful.
Purple playground. Oh, God. Jesus Christ. Here we go again. A family in Lee Summit was terrified after being hit with various threats from the Homeowners Association regarding the playground in their backyard. Their backyard, that no one else can really see, behind their home, not even the front of the home. Marla and her husband had built it for their kids from scratch, finishing it off with a purple tinted wood stain. The kids were overjoyed.
From scratch, my ball sack. From scratch, no, you didn't. That was a kit. Come on, that was a kit. It was not from scratch. I mean, you didn't go and buy the lumber and, like, plan it out. No, you're fucking lying.
The HOA did not approve of the color. They were
Hillbilly says, I'm a carpenter. Okay, well, there we go. We got that. We got one. Okay? I mean, we have one.
given a notice and a fine. Family.
I'm not a carpenter. I wish I was better because I would love to be able to build stuff. I'm not that good at it.
Contested it and won it, but the HOA would not let
I built garden beds. I've built a chicken coop and stuff like that. They came out janky as fuck. I feel like I was a better carpenter when I was like 6. You know, I mean, like, how did my skills not improve at all over the last 25 years? 30 years, you know?
1 year later, they were given a letter explaining that if they did not take down the playground within a couple weeks, they could expect to see some jail time. Sorry. They found that they were not breaking any rules and even went to door asking residents to confirm that the swing set was not obstructing their view or bothering them. A petition was signed and the other residents began demanding the HOA to not pursue a lawsuit. But they denied the plea. And
They
filed a
denied the plea. So wait, everybody in the neighborhood was all like, nah, that's bullshit, leave them alone. And the HOA was all like, well, no, we're going to do it. We're going to sue them. Even though it's not specifically against the rules and everyone's not on board, we're going to do it anyway because we're the HOA. It's a power trip. I swear to God, this is a power trip. This is some lady who wants to have a little bit of power in her life. And again, her kids don't listen to her and her husband's probably cheating on her and shit like that. And she's got nothing else to do. Nothing else to do but drink wine and plot. And plot, you know? She's like, ooh, I'm going to fuck their day up. Get a hobby. Do something else. For the love of God. Take up knitting or something. You know? You're not helping anybody. You're actively hurting people and wasting money that belongs to the HOA, but I don't even know how that works. Where does that money go? And who owns it? Who controls it? I don't know.
Anyway, feeling that the playground needed to be within harmony with the other colors of the community. That's a quote. The family won the case, and the purple swing set stayed in their yard.
It's
Sweet.
like not even that bad.
I don't think it's that bad now. I mean, I'm looking at it now, and I'm like, it's a fucking purple swing set, dude. And also, kids are playing on it.
They would hate our channel colors.
Yeah, they're just like, I do not approve. I do not approve of those colors. Ooh, almost threw up a little bit. If you thought threatening to send a woman to jail over the color of a playground was a bit excessive, just wait until you hear about the man who...
We can have a cult HOA if you guys want. I mean, like, obviously I'm in charge of it, but like we can do cult. I don't even know what kind of like rules we would instate, but we would rule with an iron fist. And I would say that we would rule with an iron fist. I know that to be true.
Who was fined for giving away free water during a heat wave. It's like that Curb Your Enthusiasm bit.
It is illegal for anyone in the state of Georgia to provide food or water to voters in line at the polls.
Okay, I can see that. Strawberry says the HOA is supposed to represent the common interests of the community. I'm glad ours is chill. Jeez. Yeah, it's supposed to do a lot of things. The government, the U.S. government, is supposed to do a lot of things for the American people. It doesn't. And sure, we can vote them out, but then the next people that get voted, because it's a two-part, look, all I'm saying is like, supposed to is like a loaded term. That doesn't mean they're going to do anything for you or even benefit you in any real way. When people get power, they wield it irresponsibly. People are like that, you know? People just be like that. Is that going to change? I mean, people aren't going to change, but maybe the entire system of government and like HOAs is going to change. Maybe like AI. I don't know. I can't tell the future, but I know shit's going to be weird. In a few years, 5 to 10 years, shit's going to be weird. I know that for a fact. It's weird now. Don't get me wrong. Shit's weird now. It's all fucked up. But like in 5 to 10 years, it'll be extra weird. I don't know if we're going to be living in some feudalist society or we're all going to be cyborgs living on like the moons of Jupiter. But I hope it's the latter. I mean, I don't necessarily want to be a cyborg, but I also don't want to be a serf, you know? I don't want to be like farming turnips or dead. I don't want to be dead. You know? I don't want to be dead.
Kid, you're making a big mistake.
I'm sorry, baby. I forgot.
In 2024, a heat wave hit Arizona residents with record-breaking temperatures. David Marth, a good Samaritan living...
Now it says HOAs for people who want others to tell them what to do. I mean, yeah. Yeah. I mean, pretty much. Right? People are like, I don't want people to tell me what to do, and then you like, go and live in an HOA. Like, you're doing things... The things you're saying and doing conflict. You see, right? You see what I'm talking about?
in Goodyear helped out neighbors by leaving out a cooler filled with ice cold water for all the people enduring the heat. Hey, if you were passing by and walking down the street, grab yourself a nice thing of water. On me. I'm the one who has the Costco membership. Kirkland Water for All. His local HOA were angered by this, saying that community rules are against.
And you know, here's the, especially with like small local governments, right? You notice how they only punish people with money to pay fines? Like, they're not like trying to clean up the homeless or doing shit like, or like busting criminals. No, they're giving fines to people that have jobs and like families and bills and stuff like that because they know they can pay them. Get rid of the fucking homeless, right? Oh, well, that's not profitable. I don't care. Get rid of the homeless. Get rid of the homeless people. Put them on a bus. Send them to another county. All right? If I run for office where I live, I'm going to be tough on the homeless, just like life.
advertising
Just
handing out
like
water
life.
bottles in a cooler that's visible to other residents.
I
in the
will put
driveway.
up. I will not put up with the homeless. No, I will be tough on the I'm going to take it. That's going to be my platform. John Sulkington, tough on the homeless. Not even on crime necessarily. I will be tough on crime, but I'm going to be way tougher on the homeless. Right? I'll kick over your change cup. You know, fuck you. You stink.
Buddy, listen, you can't be promoting free water. That's against policy. Essentially, the cooler and the sign cannot be visible when he distributes the water because they need the neighborhood to look visually consistent. I like how it's like you can hand out the water, but we cannot see. I cannot take a look at that cooler. Get that cooler away from me! Because of the weird rule, he was fined $50 a month, and this ramped up to $100 a month after it seemed that David wasn't giving up. Soon enough, the fees reached $475 a month! Obviously, residents couldn't care less about visual clutter of a single cooler being put in someone's driveway. And in fact, many of them were vocally supporting his decision to do so because, I don't know, it's hot and it's free water.
Yeah, people need water. What's the problem? I don't see the problem. Is people just complaining about stuff? I'm bored. I'm going to complain about stuff. Do something else. Walk out of your house. If you're sick of looking at a sign that says free water and there's an ice chest, go somewhere else. Close the fucking window shade. How fucking hard is that? Like, is it seriously ruining your day that bad? Go play some video games or something instead of just staring out your window. Oh, angry. That's psychotic. That's a maniac right there. That's an absolute maniac.
Apparently, this was something that David had been doing for years.
Background noise says, can we have a tank? No, we can't have a tank. However, we can do like a killdozer type of a thing. We just can't. We can't buy a tank. I don't think there's anywhere I can buy a tank. And even if we did, the gun would be decommissioned. So, like, what's the point? Just buy a bulldozer and then armor it up and slap a couple machine guns on that bad boy, and that's much better, right? That's much better. That'd be way better. You know how Ukraine and like Russia are fighting over some nonsense? I'm not like a politics guy, but like, why not just armor a bulldozer, right? You gonna hit a drone with a bulldozer? It's not gonna affect it. Whatever. I'm not a war doctor or whatever.
That is,
I don't know.
Until the HOA suddenly decided it had to.
They're like putting up nets and shit over highways. Why? They can easily fly under the nets. It's not a problem. You just hang a bunch of shoestrings from trees and stuff. Catch the propellers. Bingo bango.
To be stopped. For some reason, this time...
Maybe I am. Maybe I'll be the next general. When we fight the machines, maybe I'm the John Connor. You guys ever think about that? That I could be John Connor? I could be the guy that does all the John Connor stuff and like leads the humans in the machine rebellion. I think about that a lot. A lot.
No, it's just one guy. We don't know who it is. Some nosy neighbor, dude.
Oh, you know what? He probably, for years, he's been trying to get on the HOA board. And he finally
Now it says vote for Bahama John or he'll tase the homeless. No, vote for Bahama John and he'll tase the homeless. I'm tasing homeless regardless, right? Whatever happens, I'm going to be tasing. I would like city funds to be able to pay for the tasers and stuff. But if you don't, I can start a GoFundMe or something for tasers. Help us today, tase the homeless. Yeah, I'll run with that, right? It'll have a guy, he's like, oh, I'm just down on my luck, it's a... With just 67 cents a day, you can tase a homeless. And then I send you a picture of, like, the homeless guy you helped tase, right? Like, he's a veteran and stuff like that. And he was just sitting there, like, trying to eat a sandwich or something.
Trying to get on the HOA board, but also it's one of those things where it's like, I bet you anything David had like a killer.
Not on my watch.
And then never got invited. So as soon as he, yeah, exactly, he's like peeking over the fence. Looking at his bratwurst and stuff. Oh, it smells good. Like, yeah, yep. not inviting him over at all. And then finally, when he gets a taste of power, he had to throw himself on it, dude. He had to enforce those rules immediately on my boy David. But out of protest, David refused to back down and refused to pay any of the fines.
I just need one token homeless to remind everyone else they need to keep working. So what? Just keep one homeless guy around just to tase him? Like a tasing boy? Right? Just to warn the others? Like I'll have a homeless guy with me? Not with me. Not in my car. No. Maybe I can have a trailer. And I'll be like, just sit on the trailer and hold on because we're going to be going down the highway. He's like, beard in the wind and stuff like that. Okay, when we get there, act scared. I'm going to tase you a couple of times as a warning to the other homeless. And he's like, oh, okay. He's going to have to be addicted to heroin. And I'm going to have like access to a steady stream of heroin just so I can like get him to do what I want, right? I'll be like, if you don't get tased, it's going to be a rough night for you. It is going to be a rough night for you. Okay? I'll do all this heroin. Do you want that? No. Okay.
Despite neighbors offering money to cover it. In an interview with
Zach's thing says, I like your stream, John. Thanks, bud. I appreciate that.
A local Arizona news station, yes, this made the news. He simply stated, quote, just come get a bottle of water. Chill. How sick is that?
And have a bratwurst.
And have a bratwurst. You know who you are, and you know you're not invited. The guy's like, it has like a gun.
Knobs dog, that's a fucking idea right there. If I was in office, I would outlaw Narcan, and I would push free fentanyl and get rid of human scourge we're dealing with right now. That's two birds with one stone right there. Not only are you not buying Narcan, but then there's just a bunch of dead bodies on your street. Whatever. You have a cleanup crew of dead bodies. Like an armored bulldozer that picks up dead bodies and hucks them in the river or something like that. And they just drift on down to the next town. Perfect. Right? That's perfect. And then the next town's like, where are all these fucking bodies coming from? I don't know, but all the fish are high as fuck, man. Just don't eat the fish then. Don't go fishing in the Cadaver River, okay? That's like the Ganges. How disgusting is it that Indian people just throw their dead people into the river? In the Ganges and stuff like that? Not only all their trash and their own human feces, but also like their dead grandma. They just like wrap her up and then huck her into the river. And people are like drinking out of it and stuff too and bathing. Like I get you think it's a holy river, but it's filled with like giardia and all kinds of, you're gonna get like typhus out of that river. Stop it. That's disgusting. Ugh. And they want to ship them all over here and put them in trucks and stuff. Ugh.
Do you need anything else, Miles? Sometimes HOAs can greenlight fees that are incredibly cruel, despite insane financial toll it can take on residents. Like when an HOA surprised a homeowner with a $15,000 fee.
Big B Trucker says, all rivers are cadaver rivers to some extent. Sure. Yeah, this is, every once in a while you're going to get a murder victim or something thrown into a river. I mean, especially around here in Florida, because like there's gators and stuff, and so like getting rid of a body is pretty easy. You just huck it into the swamp, and then a gator gets it, and then no problem, your job is done. So yeah, that's a thing. But I mean, like, there's a difference between a one-off murder victim and then like everybody that dies there. Everybody that dies there is going right into the drink, right into that toxic soup that you call a holy river. That's gross, dude. And that's disgusting. That you also drink out of and shit into. No processing before you drink out of it. You just dip a cup in. Oh, I hope this doesn't kill me. And it does. It does kill you. Because of course it's going to kill you, fucking moron. It's got bodies and human shit in it. And a bunch of plastic. There's like 1 million Coca-Cola bottles in there. Not the glass ones, the plastic ones. How do you keep reproducing? How are there so many of you? Your balls must be filled to the brim with microplastics. How are you alive? How?
What do you think justifies that high
Ow.
of a fee before you...
The only thing I can think that justifies a $15,000 fee is one.
They also swim in it joyfully. I've seen that. I've seen Indians like frolicking in like a dump swamp, right? Where it's just trash and diapers and stuff. And they're like, yay, we're alive. Whoa. That is... And trust me, I don't feel bad for you. That's not what I'm trying to express. I don't feel bad for you. I'm disgusted by you. I'm grossed out by you. You know, maybe a little kid, I'd have some different feelings about it, but like, you don't care, so why should I care? If you're jumping in, oh, I just need a quick dip, and then you're just like, bloop, and it's just fucking trash and bottles, you come up with banana peels on your head, it's just ridiculous. It is a cartoon. Why do you do that? Oh, why? For the love of God, why do you do that?
destroy someone else's property. Something
I
like
don't
that.
get
If
it.
you painted
I don't get it. Maybe I'm a bit of a germaphobe. Maybe just a little bit. But like, even if you're not a germaphobe, there's a limit. There's a limit, dude. That is a toxic swamp you're jumping into. You're getting in your eyes and stuff, and like, oh, it's in my nose, and it's in your body. Other bodies are in your. Ugh. Gross. Gross.
a giant swastika on your house or something weird where it's like painting your house polka dots. Is it annoying? Yes. But at the same time, do I think it really devalues your home? I don't know. I really don't think it does. But that kind of stuff, I think that legitimately, like, you're just hurting everyone.
Yeah.
Not only is it super offensive, but like you're actually fucking with our money now too.
Yeah.
You know.
Zach says it takes too much Narcan anyway. Just flooded Fent. I mean, like, the Chinese are doing a good job of that. I mean, they're killing a lot of people. So, but like, Narcan's free. How is insulin not free, but Narcan's free? We're just constantly bringing homeless people back from the dead, right? We're not paying for people's insulin or anything like that. You know, something that's not their fault. But like, this is your fourth Narcan shot today. You're just constantly on the edge of like dying. Just that constantly. I might want to just get some Narcan. Just get a bunch of it, not to save lives, just to blow people's high, right? Just like find some guy fucking bent over like that and be like, well, you're not going to like this. Boom! And he's back. He's like, oh, man, that cost me $20. And just keep doing that until eventually they leave.
Which I don't know.
You can't be high here. I will not let you be high here. Okay? I will Narcan the shit out of all of you. Just with darts. And not to save your lives. No. Just to piss you off.
Which one's worse? A TikToker named...
And if people are like, oh, that's assault. How? How is that assault? I'm saving their lives. I'm literally saving their lives. Narcanning somebody is not assault. I can do that to whoever I wish, whenever I want. I mean, I can't walk up to somebody like at lunch or just like, hey, Narcan. Because that would be rude. But I'll just be like, I thought he was dying from heroin. What? He was wide awake. Well, you know, I'm not a doctor. Okay?
Britton Brownie posted a video where she detailed a horrific situation going on in her community in Orlando, Florida. My ass is never retiring down there, dude.
You don't want to go to...
No, I don't want to go to Florida. That shithole. Back in 2022, she had bought a condo at the age of 21, and part of her fees on top of her mortgage was a $315 HOA fee. That's what I'm saying. Is that fucking ridiculous? Oh, so you have to pay this, and don't forget that. It's like buying an apartment, unless you're...
Zach says, I'm an old folks nurse. Either we get a lot of Narcan anymore or we don't get Narcan anymore because they send it with most opioid scripts. So you get an opioid script. And, oh, by the way, old folks love heroin. Old people love heroin. Like fucking, they got their Norcos. Old people are always on some sort of pain medication, like a lot of it too. Not saying they don't have pain. Not saying that. I'm just saying a lot of them are addicted to pain meds. There's a lot of them very addicted to opioids. I'm not saying that, look, you're old, you made it through life and shit like that, but now you're a heroin addict? Okay. I think this is just a doctor thing, right? Because doctors make money every time they, write a script for, fucking drugs. And so, every time an old person comes in and be like, my ankle hurts. And he's like, oh my God, I got something for that. Whoa, this is going to make you feel good. And then you're going to be addicted to it for the rest of your life, which is about 6 months from now. You're going to die very soon because this shit will kill you. Might as well double your dose. Because, if you're going to go out, might as well go out rocking, right? Party on. And when I get to that age, I'm going right to that fucking doctor. I'll be like, I'm next, sir. Next in line. This guy right here. Ooh, ow, my feelings. Pop.
Here in New York makes no sense because then you have to pay building maintenance.
Usually Oxycontin these days. Yeah, I couldn't think of the right. Yeah, Oxycontin.
Yeah. At one point, a company had approached the owners in that neighborhood about buying their homes from them to convert into apartment buildings. Soon after they reject this offer, a new board of directors came in and increased the HOA fees for every resident. I wonder if he's in on this business scheme as well. For Brittany, her fee jumped up to $414, and soon after, it raised to $651 a month.
If I was a doctor, I'd be writing prescriptions for all the HOA. The HOA president, she'd be getting an oxyscript. I'd be like, you look like you're in a lot of pain, right? Is this annoying to you? Yeah, got you right here. Hold on. Got you right here. Yeah, 450 milligrams. There you go. See, it's green. Die.
That should legitimately be illegal.
That's something them trying to kick them out, right?
Well, they're trying to strong arm them to be like, you're not being kicked out, we're buying your property. It's that kind of
I laugh when hospice sends Narcan with Ativan. It doesn't touch benzos. Why would they do that? Because, does Ativan affect the opioid receptors? It's a benzo, right? So I didn't think that, but maybe, I don't know. Maybe there's a good reason they do it. I don't know. I don't know why they do that.
Yeah. Eventually, a letter came in that explained that there will be a vote on May 15th.
Renee says Ativan is really nice, though. Hey, don't get me wrong. Xanax is lovely. Valium is chef's kiss. But you can't get addicted to that shit. It will ruin your life.
Life-changing new measure.
Dude, that shit rocks. Don't get me wrong. But you can't get addicted. That is not something you want to be addicted to. Benzos will fuck your shit up, dude. And, when you're addicted to benzos, you are, pretty much permanently addicted. You, to wean yourself off of benzos, you have to take, one molecule less every day for 10 years, dude. It is not an easy process. Or else you just fucking seize up and die.
Essentially, after the Surfside condo collapse of 2021, a new mandate was passed requiring condo boards to have fully funded reserve to cover any potential costs like maintenance, repairs, and more. To raise these funds, the HOA would ask for a special assessment fee, asking for a range of, $11,000 to $22,000 per owner, depending on the property. And for Brittany, this meant her 810 square foot home required $15,000 in fees.
What?
This is the kind of person.
Renee says, that's too tough for me. Xanax made me like a zombie. No bueno. Well, you were probably taking it in the morning, right? Xanax is for the evening time, right? When you get into bed and then you're huddling, you take a bunch right before you just get into the bed and you're just like, oh yeah, oh yeah, but not during the day. Not during, I'm going to pop a couple Xannies before I go out and conquer the world. No, you're not conquering the world. You're going to be drooling. Yeah. No. I know some people are like, hard up on that shit. And so they have to take some. They have to take like a Xanny in the morning just to keep them from shaking and stuff. That sucks. That sucks, dude. That you're in the depths of addiction there. But a couple before bed, bad. I mean, it is if you get addicted to that, though.
I'm like, if hell is real, you are going to hell. Like, there's no, it's. Owners were shocked, obviously, especially after finding out that half of the fee would have to be paid 2 months later.
I don't know where I personally would come up with the money. Like, I have.
Despite this, pharmaceuticals in general don't agree with me. Yeah, you don't want to fuck with that shit anyway. I mean, like, yeah, you don't want to fuck with that. Because, look, like, illegal drugs, they're dangerous, right? Like, because, like, Pressies or something like that, you don't know what's in that. They could be fent, and there could be, like, a bad, mixture or something like that. But pharmaceuticals aren't a million times better. Just because they're, like, cleaner, that doesn't mean you're not still going to get addicted to it. And a doctor can sign fucking scripts all day long, and it's all legal, but you're still a fucking heroin addict, all right? At the end of the day, you're still just a fucking drug addict. So it's just better not to get mixed up in that shit anyway. I know some people have problems, and I get that. I really do. Try not to be a drug addict. This is my advice, okay? And it's a hot take. Don't get me wrong. This is a hot take. Don't be a fucking drug addict. Is that hard? I know. Sometimes it is hard because you're already a drug addict and you're like, oh, fuck. I have to, like, climb out of this. And sometimes it takes a long time. So, yes, I can understand that being hard. Don't be a drug addict. Not saying don't do drugs. Didn't say that. Sometimes drugs are necessary. Sometimes you want to party, right? As long as you're doing it safely, don't be a fucking drug addict, all right? That's like, it's expensive, and it's just like, it's such a waste. It's just such a fucking waste. And it's just like you're constantly like looking for drugs. I understand there's like a philosophical argument behind being a drug addict. There's a sort of purity behind where you don't have to worry about anything but getting high. Your next high, that's the only thing you have to worry about. And there is a sense of like, I have one goal, and this is my mission. It's almost monk-like, right? In a very skewed, fucked up kind of way. But don't do that, okay? And if you are, I'm not judging you. I'm not judging you for being a drug addict. I'm not, right? Trust me, I understand. Try not to be. Try not to be a drug addict.
Time job, I work 40 hours a week.
That's
I
my
didn't
hot
make
take
enough
for
money
you
to
guys.
have that much money saved up.
With the other half being due 1 month after.
Oh, and yes, don't be a virgie. John. Yeah, but don't be a virgie in any sense. Not just the drug addict part. Don't be virgie. In any virgie way.
After that, so basically 2 months just rounded up $7,500.
Just don't be like Virgie.
So then next month you got to pay the other half. You're cool for that, right? You living in this 800 square foot, like, you're good for that? Okay, cool. Just making sure. At this point, the community came together and created a ballot with the goal of voting to recall the current board of directors to replace them with actual residents. Why that wasn't done in the first place, I will never know. They also hired
Big B says, "Whoa, hot take! Wow, hot take here. Hot take." John's dropping hot takes. He says, "Don't be a drug addict." Okay, great. Can I trade this for drugs? Yes, you can. No problem.
To help look into the situation, the word had gotten
Don't
out.
be a Frozen.
With TikTok going viral and local news stations picking up
Yeah.
the story. And in the
Yeah.
end, the board was
Don't be Asian in general, you know.
replaced with people who had an actual interest.
I'm kidding. You can be Asian if you want. I mean, that's your decision. You lead your life the way you see fit. Sometimes I walk around like this. Oh, no, I can't drive. Oh, I'm so bad at stuff. Where's that dog? I'm so hungry. Yeah, I do that, you know, when I'm in Chinatown buying fireworks and shit.
And looking out for the residents and raising money in a way that wouldn't financially cripple everyone in the community.
Happy ending.
You know what's, and I'm saying this to you, I have no idea. You know for a fact, too, that those old board of directors, a bunch of old people.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know what the it is with old people wanting to hoard.
Shut up, knob. Shut the fuck up. I like my e-bike. My e-bike kicks ass. And it's like goes fast and it's got like, and it can go over anything and shit like that. And my town, the top speed in my town is 35 miles an hour. And I hit that on my e-bike. I'm not holding anybody up. All right. Fuck your old person bike. All right. Okay. You know, you don't have to judge me on every little thing I do. All right.
Old before they. What do you?
Knob, you go do drugs. You be a drug addict. Because I feel like you're going to add more worth to society as a drug addict.
What are you gonna do with it? I might make a little bet out of it. Might be nice.
At least you're going to be doing something, Knob. You're going to be doing something. And besides giving me $1 donos. Right. What can I buy with that? 1 fentanyl pill? No, I think I can buy 4 with that. It is amazingly cheap.
Made of cash. $100 bill pillow. I don't understand.
Zach says it's gay to ride an e-bike, dude. It really is. I don't give a fuck. Fine. I'm gay. I take the seat off and everything. Yep, I'm gay. Look at me. I'm wearing assless chaps on my e-bike. No bike seat or anything like that. I'm going to the bathhouse. You know, follow me if you want to ride, you know. I don't give a fuck.
Like some 76-year-old guy,
I don't give a fuck.
Properties.
That shit is fun, dude. That thing is fun. I ride that almost every day. I go to the gym and back. I have a good time on it. Make your judgments. I don't give a fuck. I don't. All right. I do see your point, though.
You're gonna die soon. Generational wealth.
I do get what you're saying.
Somebody looks at them and they're like, "You're old. You're a fucking parasite. You're a leech on our family. You're a leech in our family. You're a waste of space. You
Knob says spot on Frozen impression. Yeah, no, I've hung out with Frozen. He does do that.
All bad. You should just die. Lay down and die. If you're old, just lay down and die.
I'm not a boomer. Here's the thing. In my town, everybody has an e-bike. Everybody has an e-bike. It's just because you take them on the beach and shit like that. And it's so much faster to get around town on them. And the town I live in is perfectly set up for that. So everyone's got an e-bike or a golf cart. Most of the boomers have golf carts. But yeah, also a lot of homeless people have e-bikes around here, which kind of, I mean, it is what it is.
Jeez. That's me talking to those board of directors. You know what? Fuck it, all old people. Lay down and die.
Knobsdog says, old person bike, LOL. I ride a carbon fiber gravel bike. Oh, cool. Wow. Oh, that's so, wow. Wow. You must be getting all the fucking 14-year-old chicks, man. Awesome.
I'm going to take a look at another woman who was hit with an exorbitant.
Shut the fuck up, Knob. Shut the fuck up, dude. Oh my God, I'm embarrassed for you.
Fee from an HOA. We can talk about the old woman who was forced to pay $17,000.
Jesus Christ, bro.
In 2020, an elderly woman from Georgia named Pat
Oh my God, I can't believe you said that seriously.
Kramer was in a panic after receiving absurd letters from the HOA, which is a guy
Oh,
who streets
man.
dick pics.
Send more. Yeah, please send more. I horny.
How do I get the charge back on that dono? On the $1 you've ever given me. The one you've given me. How do I give you the $1? I don't know. Fucking Rumble took half of it, so it'd be 50 cents. And I think a processing fee would make it actually a negative amount of money. So do you really want to pay me to return nothing?
Goddamn, Pat. Look at you. Your lips are sitting there slobbering all over the driveway, Pat. Look at you.
Sorry.
That's what we call a super soaker, Pat. Send her a Polaroid of her cock. She'll be happy for hours.
Ooh.
There's no way.
Is this guy still talking about HOAs? We're talking about seatless bikes over here and drug addicts, which actually is a good tie-in. They tie in together, right? Because have you ever seen like one of those those homo parades? There's a bunch of drug addicts on seatless bikes. That's like a thing. Yeah. Shit ain't cool. Like
After living in her neighborhood for 13 years with no issues.
Yeah, I have a Ko-Fi. Ardenshire, can you post my Ko-Fi?
A new management company took over and started endlessly targeting her with huge violations and fees. It was me. I was like, how old is she? All right, stack
It's
it
one
up
of these
and get her
tabs.
out. It started with her trash cans being visible.
It is one of these
That
tabs.
irks
I
me
know it
most,
is.
Which is hard for her to move frequently because of her age,
Nah,
because she's
not that
older
one.
than Father Time itself. Next, it was the way her host looked in her yard, as well as the lawn art.
Can't even
Had
find it.
little nose.
But it's one of these tabs.
Write up a ticket. They started asking her to deep clean the outside of her property. She obliged each time to keep things civil, but the late fees started to pile up when she was not able to get jobs done fast enough because she's so old. I can't scrub faster.
Thank you, Ardenshire. Yeah, that's my Ko-Fi right there. I'll pin it. Yep, pin. There we go.
Here's your polo.
Thanks, bro. I don't get notifications, but I will get it on my phone. So
Right,
I appreciate
picture of
that.
my cock.
If you're planning on donating, I appreciate that. Oh, Big B got it too. Thanks.
God damn it. Well, no wonder you're getting distracted.
So everyone's got my Ko-Fi, but it ain't.
Drool all over the yard there.
Everyone has the information. They're just not using it. So, and I get it. Nobody wants me to redo my kitchen. Yeah, that'd be silly. Like, John, no one wants to read. No. Yeah, you want me with old pendant lights and fucking. I don't even have a hood over my fucking stove. I don't have a hood over my stove. That sucks up the stuff. You know, that's annoying. That's annoying.
Looking from behind. Be gentle. You have to put the gnomes up. Not the gnomes.
Zane has said they're annoying and inconsiderate as fuck on the road. Zane, I told you this already. The top speed in my town is 35. I am going above the speed limit wherever I go. Okay? It's not. Look, if you're speeding, that's a you fucking problem. I'm going the speed limit. Okay?
The daily 25.
All right? Normal bikes are different. They go like 10, 15 miles an hour. I'm going 35 plus, dude.
$5 infraction fee began to pile up, and Pat Kramer was panicking as she tried to make calls to her HOA to slow down the fees as she completed the request. I can only.
Oh, he says I was talking about golf carts, John. Oh. Yeah. Yeah. Look, here, but the golf carts in my town are constantly driven by alcoholics. They are drunk as shit. They're a bunch of drunk boomers, and so like yeah, I do have a problem with them. But how are you that drunk driving a golf cart? I've seen people fall off of their golf carts. They like pull up to a place and fall out of it. I'm like, Jesus Christ. Are the cops not doing anything around here? They don't even pull over golf carts. Like, dude, oh, here we go. $5. All right, thanks, bro. I appreciate that. Here, I'll give you a bell. Boom. There we go. Did you put a message in it? I can't even see my Ko-Fi, so I don't know if you put a message. If you did, I would read it, but I can't read it. So thank you, though.
Clean and mow so fast. You gotta stop. They're like, never. Hang up. They wouldn't return.
Shut up, Knob.
They wouldn't return
I know that wasn't your Ko-Fi.
her calls after
Because I know that you would never donate in a serious manner on this show.
an entire year. Please
So
call me back.
shut up. So
Who's
shut
that, Pat
up.
Kramer? No, I'm good. Which, here's the thing, guys.
Hawk Dog says, "Oh Lord, the drunk boomers, fuck them asshole." Dude, in my town, like, the drunk boomers are a menace. They all have like yachts, and they all drive around drunk as shit in their golf carts and stuff like that, and to their giant yachts and their fucking $20 million houses, and like, well, not 20, it's like $5 or $6 million, but like, they're all rich as balls. And they just like, oh, I'm going to get in my yacht. They're alcoholics, dude. And they're assholes. They're bad people. They treat waitstaff like garbage. They're just assholes. A lot of them are from New York. But like, they're just assholes, dude. They're seriously garbage people. Another one from Tim. Oh, appreciate that, Tim. Boom.
Fees racked up to
Love
a
it.
staggering
Maybe I will get that kitchen hood.
$17,000. How many years went by when they were just put it under tab? We're going to get Pat out of here. We're going to cripple Pat before she dies. We're going to cripple this pup before she goes down. Which, a price that Kramer could not financially afford.
Hawk says boomers are trash bag humans. Yeah, dude. I don't know why like they insist on living so long. I know why. Because they had an awesome life. It was super easy, and now they're living for free, and they're super duper rich. I would want to live too. I would want to continue life too. And like, just because they were born at the time where it was like, you could buy a house for nothing, and then sell it for $1 million, and then think you're a financial genius, and then you worked hard your entire life. And now you're living in a beach town with your gigantic yacht and your 19-year-old girlfriend. I'd want to live too. Okay, even if everybody hated me, which everyone hates the boomers, this is a fact, obviously, I'd still be like, fuck you guys. My life is awesome. Even though they're like dying and shit like that. I get that. I know they're dying. But like, I would want to cling to life too. Because a boomer lifetime, especially if you're like one of the richer ones, is pretty good. It's pretty good, and it was super easy your entire life. So, it's pretty good. And then you get to lord all over the other, like, poor people, like the poor young people, that are going to be poor forever, right? Because you became rich. You decided to extract wealth from the future by, like, printing a bunch of money and, like, having Social Security benefits and raising asset prices through the roof to where nobody could ever fucking, even compete. And you have like 9 Airbnbs, and you're just like, I'm just a very hard worker. I'm a brilliant investor. Ha ha ha. It's got to be nice. I mean, it's got to be nice.
Lawyer who soon gave her the bad news that the HOA is completely within her.
Shimo Street says, I hate boomers. This is the channel to do it. I mean, I rip on a lot of people, and boomers get their fair shake. Boomers definitely get their fair shake. Honestly, I mean, I could be harsher on boomers than I am. And maybe I will. Maybe I will be a little bit harsher because they deserve so much criticism. So much criticism that I do criticize them a lot. I can criticize them more. Way more. Way more, and it would be completely fair. They wouldn't understand because they're fucking retards, dude. Like, how many of those catfish things have we seen where it's just some old boomer? I thought I was going to bang a 23-year-old Instagram model. Why'd you think that? Why did you think that? Why? Look at you. You're not even rich, dude. You have a house, which is like something. But like, you're not even rich. You're sitting there and you're fucking lazy boy and you're like 80 pounds overweight. And you have, like, things growing on you. Like, not hair, but, like, growths and stuff, right? Skin tags and shit. And then you're like, I thought I was going to get laid by a hot piece. No, that's a Nigerian guy. And you just got robbed of, like so much money that, like, normal people would cry. If, like, a millennial or a zoomer got taken for that much cash, they would put a gun in their mouth. Maybe that's not a bad idea. I'm not saying do anything. I'm not saying do anything. But I know your kids would have liked to have the $80,000 you sent to a Nigerian scammer instead of you, because I know you don't talk to them. Because I think they probably hate you just as much as I do. That's why no one fucking talks to you. That's why you're so goddamn lonely. Right? That's why you have to go cruising for pussy on the fucking Facebook like it's some sort of like main drive in your fucking like top-down Mustang in 1985. It ain't like that. It ain't like that anymore. Okay? And I have to get that through your fucking fat, thick, stupid, delusional skull. I wish I could. But it's like talking to a fucking kindergartner. No, they're like, I'm a hardworking genius. No, you're not. No, you're not. No, you're not. You took advantage of certain political issues and certain economic issues, threw the next 2 or 3 generations under the bus just so you could have a gigantic ass TV on your wall, so you could have a stupid fucking boat. Why do you think you don't have grandchildren? Why do you think you're so fucking lonely? Idiots. Goddamn fools. What are you going to do?
Right to treat her this way. So she asked, she paid.
What are you going to do?
Like she's like, I don't have enough money. I'll pay you a lawyer. It's all I have. And he's just like, you're
And here's my lawyer fees.
And then also, I did work for 28 hours on this. At $300 an hour. You do that math as well. Oh, no! It's like, don't worry, though. I did include a Polaroid of my cock. Oh! Everyone's like,
that's another thing. You think these boomers are sending their like dick pics to these chicks? I guarantee you they are. Remember that one catfish where the guy had his fucking cock and Bree saw his fucking dick in his balls and shit like that? And he was like, well, I'm not going to apologize. That's my dick and balls. You know, that's just, because he wanted Bree to see his dick and his balls. What is with boomers? What kind of psychology is that, dude? That's not okay. That's not cool. How is it cool? You're like a 65-year-old man and you're going to the Philippines to bang like a 12-year-old. I know they have shows where they follow the ones that bang chicks of legal ages. Trust me, that ain't the majority. No, dude. Like, why are there so many fucking pedophiles? Like, what the fuck, man? I don't know. Like, what is with that generation? Do you have no shame? I was raised by boomers. I have shame. And it's just like, what the fuck is wrong with you? What the fuck is wrong with you? I can't believe it. I really, and like, I'm not going to say they're all the same. There's good boomers out there. But they're pretty sparse. It's kind of, they're far between, and they have no concept of like how difficult it is these days. They just thought, oh, you get a starter home like I did. You know, you put down $25, and then you have a monthly mortgage of 11 cents, and then you have it paid off in 5 years, and then you go and you buy a house that is now worth $6 million. Oh. And then you can start a business because, you know, people have extra cash to start businesses like that. It's like, whoa, you're like such in a different world that you can't even possibly imagine. And when I get to be that age, I don't want to be so disconnected and so in my own world. I don't think I will be. Because there was different factors in my youth than in their youth. In their youth, they had the world was their oyster. It was easy to do everything. Dating was easy. Buying a house was easy. Getting a job was just a firm handshake, for God's sakes. It was just everything was handed to them on a silver platter because their parents won World War II and bombed out every factory in Europe. So the only place with actually working shit was the United States. So it was easy peasy, man. Not to mention that current time period came up with like a burst of technology. So there's a bunch of new industries to like break into. I mean, like Bill Gates wouldn't be he came at the time where like computers were starting to be a thing. So if it wasn't going to be him, it was going to be somebody else. I'm just saying it was a very nice time to be born. From like 1945 to 1965 the choice era to be born. Not anymore. Now it just sucks. Now it just sucks. Yeah.
I wish Pat would get the hell out of here. The whole community started, Pat. Sometimes even the most minor infractions can lead homeowners down a road of crippling debt. Like with the $40,000 fence violation. God damn, we really are just raising these, aren't we, huh?
Yeah.
15 to 17, now 40? Betty Hooker.
Ooh.
That's not her name. My name's Betty Hooker. What do you think my job is? It's right, I teach social studies. Betty Hooker wanted to construct a fence in the
Thai boys and Filipino girls. Which one is Frozen?
backyard in her Maryland home backyard.
I know he's one of those. I'm not sure. I'm not sure which.
$8,000. She received.
See, the thing about those people is they're only good for body parts. The boys are kidneys, and the females are for vaginas. I mean, that's true. If you want to escape poverty and you're from that region, you are body parts. You're spare parts.
All proper permissions from her HOA.
I'm not saying it's a good thing. I'm not. Look, I know I'm making light of things because I make jokes about terrible things, but that is the gist, right? Some fucking hacking old man comes to you and he's all like, I'm your boyfriend now. God, it's got to be a nightmare. Carabambo, what's up? Pedos suck. What equally sucks is when you go to the grocery store, park, and you have a small amount of space to crack the back door open and get your kid out of the car seat. Yeah, that does suck. Are you blaming boomers for that? I mean, I understand what that is because I do that like every day. Not every day, but like I understand that. But yeah, I'll blame boomers for that. Why do you got to make parking spots so small?
He was told that the fence was too close to the community's common area. They had come down and measured it out, determining that it was exactly 8 inches too close. It's so obnoxious. You see it sometimes with like HOA people like actually bring out rulers. Betty Hooker, are you in cahoots with Pat Kramer? No! Betty thought that this was absurd, and likely the dispute was more about enforcing silly rules over obstructing common community zones. The HOA wasn't...
Damn. Hog Dog says my house in 85 was $30K in Northwest Ohio. Well, it's Ohio. That I grew up in. Now the same shithole town, shit jobs, dead end area, $140K for the house. Yeah, you can't... If you're living in Ohio and like, I don't know, working at a diner or something like that, you're not going to be able to afford $140K for a fucking house. $30K, sure, right? That's like 1 year. But like, you know, wages haven't risen since 1985, so you're still making the $30K a year that they were back then. Yeah, and now houses are just ridiculous. I keep seeing shit all over YouTube about how like, oh, houses are going to collapse and the bubble's going to pop and stuff like that. And houses are going to go down, so you shouldn't buy a house. You shouldn't buy a house because, you know, it's just, you should just rent for now because, you know, the bubble's going to pop and houses are going to come down. Don't fucking listen to those people. Don't fucking listen to those people. They're lying. They're probably paid by BlackRock and shit like that. So just so like, you know, millennials and stuff like that, oh, we'll just wait a couple of years until houses come down. So we don't have to, but you know what? In those couple of years, those houses are going to keep going fucking up. And all these fucking YouTubers that are all like, oh, you wait a few years and just rent for now. And that way when house prices come down, you're going to have a much better deal. Don't fucking listen to them. Don't listen to those people. Buy a house, buy a car, own stuff, own things, okay? Own things. They can't take stuff from you if you own it, okay? I know it's hard, trust me. But there's a million YouTubers out there being like, oh, the market is going to pop. The bubble's going to pop. So, you know, if you just wait a few years, then you're not going to be paying so much for a house. Oh, see, look, there's too much info. Meanwhile, they're putting up fucking development after development that gets swept up. Absolutely swept up by like BlackRock and shit like that. And like, you think they're like, oh, the bubble's going to pop? No. What they're trying to do is make a nation full of renters. They're trying to make it, and this is the same reason why cars are so fucking expensive too, right? Buy a car. I mean, if you can buy a car from like a long ago that doesn't have like a million electronics that you keep running, that would be ideal. But the reason why cars are so expensive is because they want you not owning things. They want you renting everything. Just like fucking the guy from the WEF says, the World Economic Forum. I'm not talking about a wrestler. He's like, you will own nothing and you will be happy. I know they backtracked that a little bit because it really pissed people off, but that doesn't mean they're not doing it. Buy a house. Own a house. Own a fucking house. It's the only route that you have to any sort of real freedom, okay? Otherwise, they're just going to jack up rents. They're going to jack up house prices. Don't listen to those fuckers on YouTube. They get paid by these large banks, these large corporations to put out these fucking videos to change the perception. Don't listen to them.
Going to let this go, however. And months later, after notifying her that they would seek legal action if nothing is done about the fence.
Hillbilly Harry says Clash for Clunkers was to make it harder to get those old cars. He's exactly right. He's exactly right. You just absolutely kick the bottom out of the used car market, and then you make every car new that, you know, maybe lasts 100,000 miles, and then you have to get fucking updates all the time, and then they cost $80,000. $120,000 for a Ford Raptor. For a truck, for a fucking truck. The same price as a house. Are you fucking kidding me? Buy it anyway. Fucking stick your thumb in their eye and be like, I don't care how fucking hard this is. Buy that shit anyway. Because they don't want you to do that. There's a reason. Look, there's like market economics and shit going on here. And if nobody's able to buy a car, you would think cars would go down in price. But they're not. Why do you think that is? It's because they're trying to fucking enslave you. They're trying to make this whole feudalism bullshit reality where the top get everything and everybody else has to fucking end up renting. Stick your thumb in their fucking eye. Do it anyway. Do it anyway. That'll piss them off.
Betty wanted them to pay for it, and the lengthy dispute resulted in an official complaint to the county court by the H.O.A. Betty was certain that the judge would understand how silly this was, right? But she actually ended up losing and was being forced to pay a daily $25 fee.
Ben says they're doing a real good job. Oh, yeah. Oh, yes, they are, because they have an unlimited budget, and they can fucking come in and spend 20% over asking for basically any house on the market. And you know, a struggling millennial family comes and just immediately gets outbid, shit like that. So yeah, they're going to be doing a good job. They're going to be doing a good job. Don't listen to the people on YouTube. All right. Time after time, look at the real estate market pretty often. And time after time after time, it's just people like, oh, housing prices are going to pop. Housing prices are going to come down. You know how long I've seen people been doing that? For at least the last 5 years. At least the last 5 years. Have they come down? No. They've always gone up. In the last couple of months, they've come down a couple of percent. But that ain't doing shit. That ain't doing shit. If anything, that's just keeping people from, you know, being like, oh, maybe it'll come down. And we'll actually be able to afford a house and, you know, not be slaves and get the American dream that we were promised since we were kids. Remember? Remember that shit? Catabumbo. Damn, John, that puts it in perspective. Owning stuff and keeping it clean is a great strategy. I didn't think about it, but yeah, the media does actually push renting. Of course they do. Of course they do. Own your shit. Own your shit. Okay? Don't rent your shit. Everything's turning into a fucking subscription. Okay, own your shit. Don't listen to them. I was listening to this guy today that said, oh, you should just end up renting because, you know, it's going to be cheaper, you know, in the long run. You know, you'd have to own a house for 28 years before it became financially reasonable. Yeah, but then you own it. And, you know, at any point they can raise the rent. Sure, they can raise property taxes, but property taxes affect everybody. But your rent could go up for no reason. It can go up just because, right? Oh, you're out. Can't afford it. You're gone. That's not nice. That's not a nice thing to have over your head. At least if you lock in a rate, you know what you're going to be paying every month, right? It's some sort of security. It's some sort of, that shit ain't going nowhere. And you know what? The rates might not come down, and so you'll never be able to refinance at like 2% like you could back in 21 or whatever. That's fine. You might never be able to do that again. You have to accept that. You have to accept that. Don't wait. Buy a house. Buy a house. Just do it. I promise you, dude. Again, this is not financial advice, but like for real, don't let them hold that over you. Because like your house, the place where you live, shelter is a bare minimum. Shelter is a bare minimum. Don't be a fucking renter.
That would start from back when the violation was
your whole life.
Brought up. I like how she's like, this old man's gonna know what's up. He's like, it's 8 inches too guilty. She finally moved the fence.
Ketabombo says, yeah, thus far all of our equipment I have now and new addition to my fleet, 2006 LBZ, we own everything cash. Perfect. You don't even have like you don't have a lien on anything. I mean, I have a lien on my car, but I own my house. So, I mean, which I'm like happy about. I'm very happy I own my house. Fuck the car. You can come take the car. I don't give a shit. But like my house, I'm not going to mortgage my house for anything. My house is my house.
To avoid further problems, but the HOA inspected it and told her it was still not following their guidelines. They took Betty right back to court, where she was ordered to pay an even more exorbitant fee on top of her attorney fees, totaling $40,000. I would kill myself in the cul-de-sac of my neighborhood if this happened to me. I would take a fucking gun and blow my brains out and make everybody watch, especially if people are like, I don't care. But 8 inches to the community, I'm like, who cares?
I mean, if they try to take my house, that's what I would do too. I'd be like, I'm gonna blow my brains out right here, and then not try to sell it. I'm gonna haunt this shit.
Who is it on her property? Yeah.
I'm haunting this bitch.
Who cares, dude?
Oh, I can't afford the rent. How about this? Right? Try to get those bloodstains out of the ceiling. It's popcorn, so it's not going to be easy.
If it was going into other people's yards, I'd be like, well, that's f***ed up. That's not your property. 8 inches to the... I can't. Sorry. 8 inches is huge. Oh, trust me, 8 inches is huge. Like, sizes that probably people don't really ever see. Maybe in videos, but not in real life. Betty told reporters about her feelings at the moment. God, who cares, dude? She's like, I feel bad. Yeah, everyone does, dude. Have you heard of Pat Kramer, the Polaroid hound of Florida?
Thanks, Big B.
And Betty was claiming it was, quote, devastating, mentally, emotionally, and financially. But it didn't stop there, because the HOA wanted to seize her home to pay for the debts. The issue with the fence was becoming more and more trivial. The fence itself only had less...
Hog Dog says all my money has been in the tools the last 20 years. Crazy. Well, tools are always going to be worth something, so that's like...
less than an inch encroaching into the community's...
That's not the worst thing, man.
...common area. Less than an inch.
Anyways. We're done, boys. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you guys take my advice. I'm here to help. That's all. I want to help. I appreciate all the donos, guys. I really appreciate that. I really do. Maybe one day I'll get my shit fixed and redo my kitchen. I'd like that. Anyways, I hope you have a good night and make me proud. But you know you do. And you know I love you, and I think you're very handsome. Or pretty, depending on your gender. You know, I'm proud of you guys. I'm very happy that you're part of the show and part of my gang. I am truly thankful for that. So anyways, guys, I hope you have a good night and stay strong, stay humble, get out there and get the work done. Try to make something of yourselves, make your dreams come true, and, you know, I'll be back tomorrow, 8 p.m. on the Sulk strain. And until then, drink a lot of water, get a good night's sleep, take care of yourselves because I care about you too. I'll see you guys tomorrow night. Love you. Good night.
I'm an incredible soul, unhinged and enraged like a bulldog's fierce growl. I'm spitting fire, burning through these trees, questioning the world, unraveling conspiracies. Talking about Bigfoot, Loch Ness Monster too. Government lies, they're feeding me their goo. I'm diving deep into this rabbit hole, uncovering the truth, setting fire to their control. Every word I spoke